Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, recently sworn in under President Trump's second term, emphasized the urgency of addressing wealth disparity during a wide-ranging discussion with Tucker Carlson. Pointing to the structural imbalance in asset ownership, Bessent stated, "The top 10% of Americans own 88% of equities. The next 40% owns 12%. The bottom 50 has debt. They have credit card bills, they rent their homes, they have auto loans, and we've got to give them some relief."
The people who are hoping that yesterday's move will lead to a demonstrably brighter future within 4 years. Is it your sincere prediction that within 4 years we'll say, actually, that kind of worked?
I believe that it's going to work, and I know that what we were doing wasn't working.
Yes.
So I think we have to try this, and I have a high confidence ratio it's going to work. And I have a very high confidence ratio. The good news is we have President Trump's previous term when everyone said none of this was going to work. Oh, the China tariffs are going to do this. They're going to cause inflation. They didn't. This is going to happen to working class. It's going to be bad for working class Americans. Well, guess what? Working class Americans, the hourly workers did better than supervisory workers. The bottom 50% of households, their net worth increased faster than the top 10% of households. And look, I'm not happy with what's going on in the market today, but the distribution of equities across households, the top 10% of Americans own 88% of equities, 88% of the stock market. The next 40% owns 12% of the stock market. The bottom 50 has debt. They have credit card bills, they rent their homes, they have auto loans, and we've got to give them some relief. That I was struck by this statistic from last year.
That's the message right there. Just as a bystander, I'm like, wow, okay.
Bessent's comments reflect a growing focus on economic populism within the administration, rooted in the belief that traditional economic models have failed working-class Americans. Citing data from Trump's previous term, Bessent argued that the bottom 50% of U.S. households saw their net worth rise more rapidly than the top 10%, a reversal of decades-long trends. Working-class Americans, the hourly workers, did better than supervisory workers, Bessent said. That's the message right there. Carlson questioned whether the new economic strategy would yield visible results within 4 years. Bessent responded with confidence, "I believe that it's going to work, and I know that what we were doing wasn't working. We have to try this." The interview also touched on market volatility. Bessent dismissed concerns over recent stock drops, attributing them to foreign technological disruptions rather than domestic policy. "It's more a Mag 7 problem, not a MAGA problem," he told Carlson, referring to the impact of China's DeepSeek AI on tech equities. Bessent defended new tariff policies, asserting they target wage suppression, currency manipulation, and the long-term damage caused by the China shock. He reiterated the administration's strategy to reinvigorate U.S. industry and bolster household affordability, particularly for the bottom half of earners. He outlined key policy features, eliminating taxes on tips, Social Security, and overtime, and restoring interest deductibility on U.S.-made auto loans. The administration's goal, Bessent concluded, is not just economic growth, but restoring fairness. "We've got to give them some relief," he said plainly. "What we were doing wasn't working."